What is up, all you Wombles? It's Jeggy here, and don't mind the shitty camera quality right now because it's 9 p.m. and I still don't have the best webcam in the world. I have this, really cool $800 PC that I built, or my friend helped me build, but I don't really know much about computers. But anyway, this $800 computer that we built from scratch, and I still don't have a good camera. I still have like some shoddy $20 Logitech camera, but I'm just gonna express my my post-match reactions to the AFC Wimbledon game. First game back at Plough Lane, 29 years in the making. Ladies and gentlemen, we made history today. We all had a dream, even though I'm more of a newer fan. I wasn't really around during the Plough Lane days, or even like the Selhurst Park days. You have the Plough Lane, that's the first era. Then you have the Selhurst Park era, and then you have the Kings Meadow era. We have started a new era, the fourth era in Wimbledon's history, the new Plough Lane era. We started a new era, but unfortunately, old habits for AFC Wimbledon die hard. Again, we lost the lead twice today within 10 minutes of scoring. So we took the lead, first goal by Joe Pigott. It was a very, very good play, a very good build-up play. That was our only real great play we had that entire half. Great back heel from Steve Seddon onto Terrell Thomas, and Terrell Thomas was able to sneak that ball down the 6-yard box. The keeper dove for it, but it proved to be too hot of a pass to handle for the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper just palmed it straight out to Joe Pigott. Easy poacher's goal for Pigott. Getting on the score sheet for the first time in 29 years in Plough Lane. And then Pigott found himself scoring later on after it was 1-1. Of course, we conceded very soon after scoring the first one. It was not really the best goal to give up. Unfortunately, one of the heroes of the first goal, Steve Seddon, with that brilliant backheel pass to Thomas. Seddon gave the ball away a little cheaply, and he wasn't able to track back quick enough to stop number 11 for Doncaster running down the line there. And it forced Nightingale to come and from the center and try to put pressure, leaving a hole in the middle. And Callum Bailly actually got in the way of the final pass that was made, but unfortunately the pass deflected back onto one of the attackers, and he was able to just put it past Connell Truman. The rest of the half, not too much to comment on, but the beginning of the second half, the first 20 minutes was just all Doncaster. They had a good spell of possession, and Wimbledon typically sit back anyway, and they have maybe 35 to 40% possession per game anyway. But it seemed to me like this was 90% to 10% rather than a 70-30. And, they didn't... Wimbledon didn't give away too many clear-cut chances, though. They were able to intercept the final pass, whether it was a cross inside the box that they would block. McLaughlin got his body behind a couple of blocks, a couple of crosses, a couple of shots. Callum Bailly got in the way of a couple of shots. Nightingale, and even Che Alexander, who came in for McLaughlin. I'll talk a little bit about Che Alexander later in this video. But Wimbledon were good at preventing the final ball from getting through, and they were also good at deflecting the shots and blocking the shots, putting their bodies on the line when they needed. But it was mostly possession for Doncaster, and it was scary. Luckily for Wimbledon, they were able to change things up, and they put Ollie Palmer and Jack Rodoni in. And, of course, the second goal from Wimbledon came from another good build-up play, actually. It was, a 1-2 around, and Rodoni got the ball, and he was able to get it out wide to Seddon, who put it back in for Pigott. One touch, near post, easy finish. When Wimbledon did create chances, they were clinical. That's one thing that I hope they can keep up going forward, because they're not the type of team to possess too much. But I would like to see that the clinical ability from Wimbledon continue in the future, because the past 5 or 6 games, most of those games they only scored one goal, and they had a lot of 1-0 victories, and the chances, they weren't being clinical enough with those chances. This time around, they were clinical. They were able to put 2 on the board, but again, in typical Wimbledon fashion, 10 minutes, or not even, a little under 10 minutes after they scored the second goal, they conceded. It was only a matter of time, really, because Doncaster were piling on the pressure. Before they scored, though, I would like to go back to Che Alexander. putting his body on the line to prevent a cross, and Callum Bai putting his body on the line to prevent a shot. That was before he got subbed out. Nightingale put his body in the line a couple of times. It was just an unlucky deflection that came. It was the 91st minute, and Doncaster played the ball out to the right, and there was a shot that came in, and Nightingale tried to make himself big, but it ended up deflecting off the top of his leg, went right over Truman. A little bit unlucky in that sense, but I wouldn't say it's injustice for Wimbledon, because in the end, Doncaster were the better team on the day. I'd say this is a good point considering Doncaster are a strong side, and they were in absolute peak form going into... I just said porn. Peak form going into this match. Their last match, they came off of a win against Lincoln City, who was initially at the top of the table before this game. So, it's a good point. The point away at MK Dons was a good point as well. Away from home at Stadium MK, in which they have a terrible record at, and this time around getting a draw against a very strong Doncaster side. Of course, it would have been nice to see Wimbledon win, especially with the return to Plough Lane, and I thought that just the idea of them being in Plough Lane would be enough to propel them to a win. But, you got to look at it realistically on paper. Doncaster were better, and in essence, they were the better team. But it's a good draw, good point. More talking points to take, more learning lessons for the players to take away from this. I'd say in the end, my man of the match, Joe Piggott. Very clinical when he was on the ball. Finished two chances that he should have always finished, being the clinical, cold-blooded individual he is. But I'd also say a couple other players that played well. Terrell Thomas, very good defensively as usual. Seddon was good in flashes, of course. He was instrumental to that first goal being scored, and that second goal, he was the one who assisted Piggott. So when it comes to the final ball, the likes of Steve Seddon and Shane McLaughlin are very key pieces for this team going forward. And I would like to see more of that from them. Just the cheap giveaways, the goals soon after conceding, it's just a mentality thing. And if they can get that in check, then they could very well be more successful. But, AFC Wimbledon are a very flashy team this season. They are, they have a very high ceiling but a low floor. I've already said that a couple times in my previous videos, but it's going to be a constant theme this season. It's hopefully they can be more on the consistent side going forward, and be clinical with the chances. They were very clinical today. They weren't clinical against Hull, and they lost that one 1-0. That was a game they should have won. They created a lot of chances, and I think AFC Wimbledon really are one of the teams to watch this season. In the past, they were not that fun to watch, at least from an outside point of view. Me being a Wimbledon fan, I'm still going to enjoy the team watching it. But this season, they are very fun to watch because they are very talented when they want to be. But they also have a tendency to choke their lead. So as a neutral, games like this would be really fun to watch. But hopefully Wimbledon can stop breaking my heart and they can actually, maintain a lead. But I want to say one more thing before I sign off. Guys, I made it. I made it to AFC Wimbledon TV. So AFC Wimbledon were doing a live stream earlier on their YouTube, basically as a way to count down to the match, AFC Wimbledon versus Doncaster. Just doing a live stream countdown, talking about Wimbledon's history, showing, interviewing people that were monumental to the bond, to the Plough Lane bond, and interviewing a couple of old players and whatnot. But I made it on there. They had this graphic where it was like, okay, send a video to us and tweet us at AFC Wimbledon, and we'll play the best reactions, or we'll play the best videos. And I made it on there. Hey, Womble from the USA here. Congratulations on the move back to Plough Lane. I'm going to be watching the game while I'm at work. Unfortunately, I have to start work at Pizza Hut in a few minutes, but I'll try to see if I can watch as much of the game as I possibly can. I've been a fan of you guys since 2018, and that's never going to change. I'm a Womble till I die. Come on, you Dons. And it actually made it on there. I'm so happy. Um, thank you guys for featuring. I mean, it's great. I'm gonna be uploading more videos regarding AFC Wimbledon. I plan on being the figurehead. I don't want to be the figurehead for AFC Wimbledon, but I don't see very many, if not any, AFC Wimbledon YouTubers out there that actually post reaction videos and whatnot. I see it for a lot of other teams in League One and the Championship. So I I want to be that guy. So I will be that guy. And stay tuned for more videos, guys. I'm signing off. See you guys next time.